Hello. So today I'm going to show you the particles I've been working on over the weekend. These particles are all original, or yeah, they are all original. Why am I saying, or yeah, they're all the ones I made. The textures are all mine except for like the bubbles which are built into Minecraft. Um, then I'll show you how to turn them into trails later on, and then yeah. You're gonna be able to download this texture pack with all the particles in it. Maybe in the description if I can figure out how to do that. If it's not up by today, it should probably be up by tomorrow. But I'm gonna show all the selectors up above them, or if it's too long, which is only this one, they're gonna be up here. So that if you are in game and write in a particle command, it should just look like this, where the one that I tell you about is right there. So, the first particle I made, I just couldn't come up with a good name, so I just called it Glitch, which is not a trail, but it looks like this. It's a little cone, and this one's the trail. It's a nice little green cone trail that goes up a little bit. I like it. And there's this one, which is very similar. Also a cone. It's kind of interrupted by the sign, but like, yeah. It's typed in like this, but I had a space there, because otherwise it wouldn't fit and it would look weird. This is it as a trail. It's pretty similar. All like a bunch of random cool colors. Oh, and then this one's called Ring. The big old, I don't know what shape you'd call this, but a fire ring looking sort of thing. And this is as a trail. I thought it was like, it would be impossible to see if you had the full thing around you, so I just made it pulsating. Then I decided to make it smaller so it would work better as a trail. And that looks like this. Pretty cool. Little fire ring. When you're jumping, it doesn't get in your view that much. Well, pretty bad, but like that's about it. And this one's the fire ring. That's the identifier, and this is the other identifier, small ring and ring. Big old fire thing. And I also made this one pulsating like the last one. And this one's small fire ring, which is a little fireball looking thing. This is this one. And then there's the blue ring. I don't know why I called these rings. They're more like bowls, but I decided to stop making the big ones because I didn't like how they looked. And this one's like another weird wavy trail. And this one's the gray ring. It's like the other rings, but in grayscale. Looks like this. This is the last of the rings. The rest from here on out are going to be different. This one's called negitvering. I know negative is spelled wrong, but like whatever. I will also have all the names down below of the different things too. So yeah. This one looks like a really nice as a trail, because it's like a ring that tapers off. Then there's the neonball. These ones are my favorite. I made a few of them, so they worked good as a trail. This one's very bad as a trail, as you can tell. It gets in your face a lot. But I made it smaller, so it didn't get in your face as much. It also looks a lot cleaner. And this one's called small neon ball, and this one's called neon ball. This one's called small neon ball too. And the difference is this one's particles go upwards, so it looks like this weird going upwards effect. This one stays in place, so it's one consistent, coherent ball. This one's like one of my favorite trails. Then there's the rainbow orb. This one looks pretty cool. It works well as a trail because it doesn't get in your view at all, basically. But, I don't know, it looks kind of weird. And the reason it doesn't really get in your view that much, unless you're, like, looking down, is because I made the particles continuously face one direction. So when you're jumping up, since you're inside of the sphere, you're seeing the invisible side of the particle. This one's the rainbow. Wait, yeah, it's supposed to be in. Oh, well, it's too long, but it's supposed to be in rainbow orb. And this one's just rainbow orb. That one's also not a trail, but it's a lot more detailed as a ball. I like this one a lot more than this one. And it doesn't work as well as a trail, though. It's very invasive when you're jumping up and down. Then there's static, which, I mean, I like it as a pretty cool effect, but, like, overall, it's obviously not going to be the best trail. But it's a pretty cool particle on its own. These ones are absolutely not supposed to be trails. This one's bounce. It's a very insane particle. If you don't have that great of a computer, it might lag out your computer quite a bit. But, yeah. It's this big rainbow bouncy explosion thing. And then it slowly gets smaller and goes through a rainbow. This one's that, but I used a star texture that I made. It's pretty cool, but like, at a certain point, the star gets really dark because the way the textures work. And then now we're on to the really cool ones, I think. This one's called sword. Obviously, as a trail, you're gonna go down here and limit the delay in ticks so that it's only every so often. And then there's this one, which is a big old portal above you. And if you can't tell, you're supposed to pair swords and portals to make this sort of cool effect. I made a demo over here for it. I used diamond armor so that, like, it had a better contrast, so you can see the difference, or how the particle trail looks better, I guess. And then, after that one, there's trees, which is similar to swords. They're little trees that grow out of the ground. You're also gonna wanna, limit this one quite a bit. Because you don't want a bunch of trees all over you. Also, this previous trail is very not that invasive. This one's quite invasive. But then there's leaves, which is also supposed to be paired with the trees for this nice little tree effect, and you'll see what I mean by invasive. I also made a demo of this one, so you can see all the things. When the trees are in the ground, you can't see their roots, but when they're floating off, you can see their roots, so it looks a little bit better when it's floating around. You can see the leaves, or the leaves, when they hit the blocks, they stop. It's a cool little effect. After these ones, I have Flickr, which is this like lava ball sort of thing, where it gets smaller and then more reddish black. I like this one as a trail a lot. It can be a little bit invasive when you're jumping up and down in the same place, but like, other than that, it's pretty good. This one's neonflicker, so it's like the ball, or the neon ball, but like, with the same sort of effect. This one's also really nice as a trail. It all like falls down and bounces a little bit. And then there's this one, which is a little wickflicker. That's what I called it. I don't really know why. But yeah, it's this nice like blue sort of sparkle thing. I like it as a trail quite a bit as well. And then this one was one I got rid of because it didn't look good. And then there's this one. We have quite a few of these ash coils. They work pretty well. Well, not that great as a trail, but like, I made other ones more friendly as a trail, less invasive. This one's small ash coil, but it's just spelled sashcoil. Looks pretty good. It isn't that invasive, or nowhere near as invasive as the other one. If you can tell, it's like quite a few particles, but not that bad. Running your screen. This one's the normal Ash Coil version 2, because instead of going from black to red, it goes from red to black. And then there's small Ash Coil 2. These ones both obviously look very similar to the other ones when you're walking around. And then there's these last two, which is I was gonna name it static, but then I realized I already have one called static, so I called it estatic for electric static. And it's this little electricity effect. It looks pretty nice. It's like a bunch of little electricity pieces all around you. Then there's this ring, the static ring. And then it has this little circle that stays in place. It's not supposed to flicker. When I did it first, it didn't flicker, but now it does for some reason. But works pretty well as a trail. Obviously one of the least invasive trails. And then I made a demo for the combination of both of those, which is this little guy. I probably should have put different armor on him, but yeah, those are all the particles. Now I'll show you how to make the particle trails. These ones I just did with a single command block, but like, obviously if you're gonna have a world where you have a bunch of people on it, that's not gonna work too well. So I made these ones. It's like similar to the arrow trail ones, where it has an add particle, remove particle, and then the command blocks, or in this case command block. This one, they're all going to be in the description, but this one's telling it to add the particle or add the tag trail to the nearest player. This one will be the add particle trail. As you can see, it adds the trail. On this one is tells you it tells the command block to remove the particle trail. Yeah, and then this command block is looking for people with the tag trail to summon a particle at. So if I had this trail and then turn this off, then the trail would go off. But then I can have this on. So you can set up multiple of these as long as you change what this tag is right here. And you have to make sure it's consistent for all of these, so you'd have to change it in here too. So if I change this to, I don't know, sparkle, I guess, then, even if I gave myself the sparkle tag, it wouldn't do anything. Or even if I turn this on, well, I also have the old one. But, you see, if I give myself the sparkle tag, then there's still no particles. Then I can have this one, which would remove sparkle tag, and add the sparkle tag. But, it wouldn't matter unless I change this, part right in here to sparkle. Now, anyone with the sparkle tag would have the sparkles. So yeah, that's how you make the trails. This is the end of the video, I guess. I will probably update this, like, particle pack, I guess you could call it, because it's not exactly a texture pack. There aren't a lot of texture packs made for only particles, which is kind of weird because the original particles that they had as examples got really popular. But yeah, if you want to know how to make your own particles, I could make that into a video, but I won't just make that video on my own, because that one's going to be harder to record, because I'm going to have to record multiple tabs. But yeah, that's it.